Okay. I need to lay out my nut. I need to bolt the neck to the body. And I need to drill tuning peg holes. I have my funny shaped pencil here. It's half a pencil. Okay. This is a trick on how to mark your nut. So once your fretwork's done, you put your nut in place where it needs to be. You set your flat pencil on top of your frets, and you draw that line across there, and that leaves your radius. Now that's the farthest down we want to cut fret slots. Okay, we don't want to go any lower than that line or we'll fret out on the first fret. But this also now gives me a line to grind down to. Alright, so now we're going to have to mark out our string spacing here. So to start out, we want to come in about 3 millimeters, maybe just slightly more than that. Okay. Then, with our string spacing rule, we want to find our 2 marks, and then there should be 4 equal spaced marks in between those. No. There we go. Okay. And that'll be where we slot our nut.
Oh, I see.
Huh?
I said, oh, I see.
Okay. Yep, I think it's time to fit the neck to the body. at very least get those holes laid out where we want them.
How do you know if it's centered?
I centered it on the other side. And I measured it to there.
Hmm.
Now, how I prefer to do this. Some guys might disagree with me, but how I prefer to do this, I prefer to drill these holes in the body big enough that those screws push straight through. So wide enough that the screw will drop straight through the hole. I'm not catching a thread on the body here. I make sure that the hole in the neck is small enough that that is going to grab the screw, or the screw's going to grab it, however you want to look at it. But for these, I want these to be wide enough that the screw pushes through without any resistance. And the reason I do that is because a couple of reasons. First off, when lining it up, it gives me a little bit wider hole that I can get through with my awl to get my hole centered where I'm going to drill on the neck. But also because of the fact that what I really want these screws doing is grabbing that neck and holding it tight to the body. If they're bottoming out, like the threads are gripping in the body, I might never get a good durable pull on the neck to make it snug up to the body. So drilling these holes a little bit bigger makes this screw just drop straight through that hole, but everything down here is biting into the meat of the neck wood. So As Ben says, fight me in the comments, but that's how I do it. Man, I think I could circumcise a gnat with this thing.
Pretty good sharpening it. So, are you putting pilot holes in the neck too? Or you just drill?
Of course I'm putting pilot holes in the neck too. Okay. We have a guitar.
Yay! Looks good. Look at that smile.
All right. Now let's take it back apart.
What? Why?
Cause I got other stuff to do yet. That really does get me pretty damn close. Yeah, I think I might just go with that. Yeah, that gives me adequate spacing. God, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, what Ben does differently. He says run it in reverse first, then run it forward. It never works. I don't know what the difference is. Alrighty, so I think we're at that point. I'm going to start out with the penetrating guitar finishing oil. Get it soaked in good. And then we'll finish off with the high build over top of that. Try and build the finish up a little bit. Maybe get a little glossy or a little close to glossy. I got her all sanded. I got her all wiped down, cleaned up, ready to go. I got the fretboard masked off with vinyl tape and then just painter's tape over the actual fretboard, but the edges I did in vinyl tape so I wouldn't get residual leakage, or at least not much, hopefully.
So that one's soaking down into it?
Right. I don't know. I want to use those to dry, but I don't think I want to leave it sit on those while I'm doing this. I don't want them poking dents in it. I am not, honestly, not a fan of natural wood finishes. I really am not. I think I have one guitar that has a natural wood finish on it, and I didn't even buy that guitar. That guitar was a guitar that a buddy of mine had traded me for. But man, this thing looks stunning. And I'm not trying to be all braggy like, oh, I did such a great job. No, that's all the wood's job right there. Alright, so next we are going to the high build guitar finishing oil. We've let this sit and air out about 20 minutes or so, so there's no more tacky on the surface or anything like that. Now this is what I used on my first build after I did the stain, and it's pretty fantastic stuff. I do think I'm going to move it off of those things for now. Those little sharp points are nice, so it doesn't have a whole lot of contact area while it dries, but I don't really like them there while I'm doing the wiping process.
So this one like seals it, right?
Yeah, but it also builds up on the surface to give it a sheen, so more like a finish than a penetrating oil.
So how many layers?
Honestly, I don't know for certain. I think on my last build I did 3 layers. I might go a little bit more than that this time, just to see how high I can build this. Good Lord. Looking at that quilt at a different angle is just frickin' insane.
Wow.
Oh man. Such a pain in the ass to work with, but it's so rewarding at the end. God, it looks amazing. You really don't want to let it sit still, and the warmer it is, the faster it'll start to cure. So I think today it's in the 70s, so it's not quite as brutal as it has been the last week or so, but you still don't want to fart around with it too long. Okay. Oh, that was too much. Well, the truss rod cavity is oiled now.
For sure.
Oh, too much.
Did you tell me you got more bottles of that?
I think I do. I think I have one more of the high build. Okay, that's already starting to tack up. Like I said, you know, it's kind of warm out here today, so it's not taking it very long to start to set. Well, I have a problem. These things are supposed to be designed to hold it up off of a table so it can dry. The problem is they're hard plastic. And they just dug a bunch of freaking divots into my guitar. Right here. Right here.
I can't see them with the I can't see them with the camera.
Well, they're there, and they're deep enough to cause a real problem. I've also got them in the back, right there, and right there, and right there. Part of me wants to just say, screw it. But the other part of me does not want to have a finished product that's already got pretty gnarly looking scars in it. So I think I'm gonna have to sand those spots. But I don't know if I can spot sand it without having discrepancies in the wood color. Because if I sand those spots back, and then penetrating and high build finish oil just those spots, I'm fairly certain it's going to show up all over it. So I guess I'm going to have to let it dry, sand it back, and do it all over again. Which sucks ass, but it is what it is. Okay. So I have heard stories before of guys who have said that using heat and a wet towel that you can steam dings out of wood, and just for giggles, I thought I'd give that a shot before I kill a ton of time trying to sand it all back. Isn't there? Right here.
Hurts me a little.
I think I need more water. These are drying out. It's working. Unreal. I mean, it still looks a little bit messed up, but there's no neck there anymore. There's no indent. So really all that's left there is a little bit of compressed fibers. But there's no indent there anymore. And honestly, if you get back away from it just a little bit, you can't even freaking see it anymore. Oh yeah, let's not go wood burning here. Careful.
Well, don't hold it on there too long.
That's incredible. Oh, that's gonna save my ass, guys. And that's a lot of ass to save. That's just freaking unreal. All right, so we're going for another coat. It's been sitting for about 3 hours or so. 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
Any assistance?
Yeah. Maybe you want to aim the camera up here.
What did we do? I've got your t-shirt on. Put that on camera.
Oh. All right, let it go. All right. No, maybe I got it. Well, it's like 6:30 in the morning on Sunday. I gotta leave pretty soon, but I want to get another coat on this morning and possibly one this early afternoon before I hit the road. So I'm doing it now. Okay, So now it's about 11:30.
Yeah.
And we're going for, I think, what will be the last coat, at least until I get back, at which point we'll probably do a very, very light sanding back of the finish, and then possibly do one more finished coat over top of all of that here in 3 or 4 days. So and I do think I am probably going to have to knock it down just a little bit with like 2000 grit or something like that, just to,
I do the neck yet.
I know, just to take down the, there's a little bit of an orange peel in spots. Nothing severe, but still enough to make me want to knock it down a little bit and then do a final coat. But I'm not going to do that for several days. I'm going to give it time to rest. And
What does orange peel mean again?
you know how the skin of an orange looks?
Yeah. Oh.
The finish does that. As it cures and stuff like that, it has a tendency to get that same texture as the peel of an orange. Hence the name. So kind of need to sand that back when that happens, or it's going to forever look like that. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of My Madness. Click like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.